Good morning, good morning. This is Beth from 4x8 Paper Stuff back in Ireland, back on Bantry Bay. First, I thought I might try and do a little bit of drawing a la Joaquin. These are books that I have of an amazing artist who does the best travel journals, but mine didn't turn out. So I'm thinking I'm just going to go back to my page, and my camera is really close up because I was going to try to draw. So I finally get it straightened out, I think, eventually. And my clips still haven't come. We finally ordered some more last night for the shelf to make it farther up. Ridiculous. Amazon Prime. Anyhow, I'm adding some of the paper that I made yesterday that dried a little bit and adding it to the lumpy left side. And my little journal cards. Kurt, do you like these journal cards? I do too. Um, and the fact that my mom and dad are in on it is kind of cool for me. Nobody else will know that but you and us and me. Um, so I don't want to cover up the green because I'm going to put some more pictures down there. But then I thought, no, because there's pictures on the back and the writing's going to be on the back. And if I put it up, it's going to be the wrong direction. So I do it side to side. But these little journal cards also give me a ability to make colored backgrounds like what I'm doing. And I kind of like all the color as well as the journaling, as well as the pictures, as well as, well, let's just admit it, I like it all. And I like it all to be on there, and sometimes it's a little too much, but it is what it is. It's mine. It's working for me. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Then and the drawing I did from the Joaquin book is on the back of this scrapbook paper, but you will see that becomes very prog, problematic eventually, or as soon as I start painting. But because I was going to do it anyhow, no matter if my drawing's not bad or good or whatever, I'm thinking I'm just going to lay a background color plot down, and then ooh, that's the wrong side of the paper. Ooh, I rescued that in time. That tape is strong. But so I'm just going to lay a background down today of watercolor, let it dry naturally, which I always like that effect better. But who knows what kind of effect we're going to get once you see what happened. Then I realized it's a tad too thick, so I'm trimming down the edges, and then I want to make sure that I don't paint over a margin where the tape is. That's becoming quite an issue. I love washi tape, but then it takes off part of your, side, that whatever side you put the washi tape on. So I made a pencil line to make sure I don't go over it this time, hopefully. And I thought about putting the shamrock paper back in there. Then I thought about the vellum. This just isn't the right place for it. So whether it goes on the back with just a few little on the empty pages, I don't know. And then I remembered I had that big picture that I printed of the front of the house. It was hard to get the whole house because we're on a tiny island and you couldn't back up far enough. So, well, that's how big that house was. It was weird. They had dead bird collections and dead bug collections, and I guess when you're rich, you're kind of eccentric. Oh, whatever. The library was cool. They had a lot of old books in there, a lot of old encyclopedias from like the 1800s, which were cool. A lot of old classics, Macbeth and that kind of stuff, but really old. Uh, but they were weird, and it's still being lived in, so you could only go in a few rooms, and no pictures. Weird, eccentric. Money makes people eccentric, or at least that's what they classify it, so you can get away with it. Yep, I'm back into the second roll of tape. I have another whole roll left, so I guess I'll be using this for a while because it lasts a lot longer than I thought. I won't order it again, but it has come in handy. I just like my Yoo-Hoo glue stick, and if I have issues, I put packing tape in and around and solve that solution. Um, so now I'm going to have the postcard from Bantry Bay and the house from Bantry House postcard, and then I have my journal cards, and then I have a couple of pictures, and then I'm gonna have that little painting if I can get it right. So that's gonna be a full page for Bantry Bay. Oh, it was so pretty, so pretty. So let's see how I can do this. Clear off my space a little bit, and I had no idea the paper was going to be the issues it is. It does not have any kind of what do I want to say, chemical layer on top of it. It's just cardstock scrapbook paper on a 6x6 pad. Oh yeah, I drew all these shamrocks yesterday and painted them orange. Well, I used the other side of this paper pad that I'm using to watercolor on, but I found an orange section because I've had this paper pad forever. I got to use this stuff. I got to use this stuff. I have too much. But my scissors got gooped up with duct tape, so my husband fixed them this morning, and I needed to fine tune that cutting. So that was orange scrapbook paper, and then I put a little bit of ink on the edges and a little bit of ink around the edge on the paper once I glued it down. An orange shamrock, or clover, or shamrock, or whatever. Put the acrylic block away. You now have a paint tray that you know exactly where it is because it's labeled in a drawer. So here I go. Didn't realize how far my head was in the way. That's problematic too. But do you see? It's acting as if it were vellum or something. It has some kind of coating on it, and it's not soaking in at all. It's just laying on top. So I looked at the pad. I can't figure out what it is, but I'm going to let it dry and see what it looks like tomorrow. I even have a close up of it at the end. So I'm just putting in the mountains, the bay, the grass around the house, and the sky, and come back tomorrow and see what it looks like. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. But as it's starting to dry when I left, there's the bay. It does kind of give it an eerie effect. So I might be able to layer better. I don't know. I don't know. The word today is problematic. This could be problematic for somebody who doesn't know how to watercolor. And then my brown mountain ran into the sky, so I got to try to figure that out. But I think I solved it a little bit. Gave it a dingier sky, which that day was actually blue sky. So thanks for watching. Look, it's just laying on top. That's still wet. We'll see what happens. All right, Tales from the Paddleboard. Can you hear? It's not picking up the owl that's in the background. So let's see if it picks up the osprey. Well, apparently no osprey either, but here's the sunrise. Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow.